Now at 6, a piece of Southeast Kansas mining history makes its move to a permanent location. Plus, the Parsons Police Department hosts a holiday medallion hunt. And a Southeast Kansas nonprofit celebrates the holidays with the community.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
For decades, the Page 618 walking drag line has stayed put in Cherokee County. Now it's made its way north on Highway 69 en route to Franklin in Crawford County. This is KOAM News. I'm Anthony Saviello. KOAM's Kenny Foreman gives us an inside look at its long journey.
If you ask project manager Derek Tilton, the real heavy lifting has already been done.
The biggest challenge is probably the paperwork side of it, dealing with permits and getting out on the road and dealing with traffic. The moving and rigging and everything else, that's just second nature to us. So that's the normal part, is loading something.
The process of moving the drag line has been in the works for about 10 years and has had its setbacks along the way. But at long last, it's finally ready to head towards its new home.
We had 1 year of heavy rains where we couldn't start the move because the ground was muddy. Then the company that was moving it were involved in an accident. One of their biggest trucks was completely damaged. They couldn't just go down the street and buy another truck. They ended up getting it in California. There were just a lot of issues to get to this point.
Though it was a long process, the construction crew came well equipped for a smooth transition.
There's been lots of engineering into this. We've spent several years building specialty equipment to move this. This is one of the smaller pieces we will be moving to get to its new home. It's just been several years of planning and coordinating with multiple agencies to make this happen.
And pretty soon, visitors at the Miners Hall Museum in Franklin can gaze upon the dragline themselves.
It's a wonderful piece of the Southeast Kansas history. This will be the third piece of the Wilkinson Coal Company's legacy that will be shown here in Crawford County and in Cherokee County. There's a piece at Big Brutus and at Crawford County Museum, and we will be the third piece that will be at our site in Franklin.
In Southeast Kansas, Kenny Foreman, KOAM News.
The museum expects the dragline to be ready for display by next spring. Let's go ahead and check in with meteorologist Austin Stantz for a first look at our weather.
Thanks, Anthony. Yeah, we're taking a look at Rangeline East 7th Street here during that prime commute hour. Seeing some moderate traffic out here. Good news is roadways are dry, visibility is great, so shouldn't run into any issues from a weather standpoint on the way home this evening. It is still a little chilly out there though, 35 degrees. Currently feels like 29. The good news is we're going to see some cloud cover begin to come in and kind of blanket the area, not allowing our temperatures to dive out as we head into the evening and overnight hours tonight. Now, our normal low overnight is right around 31 degrees, so we're right there. So we're seasonable, even though it's chilly. By 10 o'clock, we'll be at 36 degrees. Coming up, though, we're going to talk about the chilly evening that's ahead and what we can expect there, but weekend rain chances, we're going to touch on that. And the good news is there is a warm-up on the way. If you have not been a fan of these cooler temperatures, I'll have all the details in my full forecast.
Austin, thanks. Well, emergency crews responded to the scene of a fatal helicopter crash today in Mays County, Oklahoma. The crash happened near 550 Road and 584 Road along the Neosho River. Troopers confirmed the pilot died in the crash and was the only person inside. The Grand River Dam Authority says the pilot was contracted to help with line work in the Sportsman Acres area. The cause of the crash has not yet been determined. A Parsons Police Department launches its first holiday medallion hunt thanks to a new partnership with Stringer Family Adventures. This year's hunt includes a $500 prize with daily clues posted for families and treasure hunters across the community. Police say they're hoping to see the excitement as residents search parks and public areas in the local area for the hidden medallion.
Personally, to be able to help out and put out the clues for this first medallion hunt, it's a huge step. I enjoy it. I really look forward to establishing new things every year.
The PPD says creating new community traditions is something the department is proud of and is just another way to give back to the people of Parsons. Well, this holiday season, Anderson Elementary School students are bridging the generational gap by visiting the McDonald County Living Center. The children will sing songs and share meaningful moments with the residents. Not only do these trips teach important lessons of kindness and compassion to students, but also brings laughter and Christmas cheer to each resident.
Because you get to learn about the residents and have fun with them, and you get to learn about them.
For the residents, the kids bring joy, energy, and the comforting spirit of the holidays. Skill Resource Center in Parsons hosted its annual holiday party today. Skill, an organization in Parsons that supports people with disabilities as well as their caregivers, finds it important to gather folks with similar situations while also ringing in the Christmas spirit.
To have that chance to just feel the love that comes with that holiday season and just feel like they're part of a family.
Skill also encouraged folks attending the party to bring a non-perishable food item donation for the local food pantry. It's a celebration for the city of Seneca. Ryan has the highlights from the Tigers state title win coming up in sports. But up first, revisions to refugee status create some uncertainty. A Sudanese refugee in Kansas City tells his story when we come back. For many refugees, the migration to America can carry the burden of a traumatic past. As Fernanda Silva reports, the hope of a new life now carries uncertainty under new administration reviews.
The killing, the massacre, the genocide.
Suleiman Aden came to the U.S. carrying a heavy burden.
It was really inhumane.
On his back, memories of a past he wanted to leave behind in Sudan and hope.
It's kind of like being to heaven on earth.
He moved to KC in 2014 after years in the process of becoming a refugee in the U.S.
The process was not easy at all because they're going to ask you every detail of your life.
Now he's afraid his friends will have to relive their trauma as the Trump administration plans to review refugees admitted under Biden.
Bring back all these horrific memories back to this kind of people. This is very traumatizing.
Is really demoralizing and really scary.
JVS in KCMO has helped more than 1,600 refugees resettle in the area since 2021.
I mean, it felt like a gut punch when I first heard the news.
On the other side of the state line, Jarrett Meek helped more than 170 refugees last year.
To imagine them potentially having to go back to those places, it's unthinkable to me.
They say refugees have done immigration, quote, the right way. But the Trump administration says the previous administration has not. I received a statement from the Department of Homeland Security. It said in parts that the Biden administration prioritized, quote, numbers over rigorous vetting and strict adherence to legal requirements. And that, quote, corrective actions is now being taken to ensure those who are present in the United States deserve to be here.
I think there's more questions than answers, right? And so there's a lot of uncertainty and a lot of fear.
When you think of refugees, don't just think of numbers. Don't just think of case numbers. This is real humans.
Are they scared?
Of course, they're scared. Can they go back? No.
A little later, with 5 games left, the Chiefs look to end the regular season on a high note. The voice of the Chiefs, Mitch Holtis, breaks it all down coming up in sports.
And while we head into your Friday evening, I'm tracking changes to that weekend forecast. All those details coming up. Well, as we've headed into your Friday evening, things have remained dry and cool out there. There are some changes to the forecast, though, as we get ready to head into the weekend. Looking at the Skywatch Storm Tracker, you're going to notice a few things. Cloud cover beginning to roll in here, and then you notice this little green development here rolling into the 4 states area. Now, that's not convincing enough to actually be rainfall. What we're looking at here is some relative humidity, which is some moisture at a higher level, mid-level, than the surface level. Our surface dew points are down in the 30s, meaning that things are relatively dry. So So what we're seeing up here is some moisture developing in that mid-level area. So any precipitation that is falling is then falling into a drier layer towards the surface, mostly evaporating before it even reaches the ground. So unlikely to see rainfall tonight as it moves in. Now, that's not saying it's completely impossible, but if you did, it would be a very brief drizzle. Now, as we head into the evening, winds continuing out of the south. This is also helping some of that moisture into that mid-level layer into the atmosphere. Temperatures 36 degrees in Pittsburgh, 37 in Monette, Neosho sitting at 39, Veneta at 37 currently right now. Planning your evening and what you can expect for tonight. By 10 o'clock, we're at 38 degrees, staying there by midnight tonight. That's thanks to that cloud cover kind of giving us that blanket and keeping us steady overnight, which is much better than previous nights, that's for sure. Taking a look at our Indigo Sky Cam, we're seeing that kind of overcast layer. It's a little bit dark out there, but again, we're not going to get a great look of the moon tonight. That still looks fairly full from that cold moon that we saw last night. Boy, did that not disappoint with those temperatures. 32 degrees overnight tonight, partly cloudy, becoming mostly cloudy overnight. Calm winds tonight. That'll change as we head into your weekend as well. Let's take a look at Saturday here. So Saturday, we still have those winds out of the south here. Now, this model's being a little bit more aggressive in terms of rainfall. We'll talk about that in just a second, but notice by noon, temperatures already in the upper 40s. We're going to be looking at temperatures around the 50s as we head into your Saturday. Here comes some of that rainfall. This is not going to be as widespread as this model is suggesting here. We'll just see a brief pocket of rainfall between Iola and Nevada here, but all that precipitation going to be isolated to the northern portion of the region and going to be light and minimal, so your weekend not going to be affected by that. Tomorrow we can expect 51 degrees. We'll start with some sunshine in the morning, leading to some cloud cover in the afternoon and evening. A little bit warmer out there at 51 with the winds out of the south 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now, as we head into your Saturday, again, winds about 5 to 10 miles per hour, still out of the south, but into Sunday, those winds out of the north, even though that very little amount of rainfall, that's still a passing cold front, taking our winds out of the north here. Then winds are up to around 10 to 15, gusting upwards of 20 miles per hour on Sunday, and it's a little bit chilly. Let's check out that 10-day forecast. Sunday, 38 degrees with a low of 22. It's going to be another chilly night. But Anthony, things are looking up beyond that. We're going to be talking about temperatures nearing 62 degrees on Thursday.
That'll be a nice change of pace than what we've been having, for sure.
Yeah, I might have to break out the swimsuit maybe.
Okay, you have good luck with that. Thanks, Austin. Still ahead, a preview of Carthage's state championship matchup with Platte County. Plus, Seneca is the Class 3 state champion for the first time in 30 years. Ben McLeish is live from St. Joseph, Missouri, with those stories and more up next in sports.
If at first you don't succeed, try again. And nowhere is that more evident than with the 2025 Seneca football team. A reminder that life's greatest triumphs are born from adversity. And back-to-back undefeated regular seasons, with each year ending in a trip to the state title game. But neither near-perfect season ended with the coveted state championship. This year was different. The Indians weren't perfect. They made mistakes, battled injuries, and lost their regular season finale to Lamar. But that adversity only made Seneca stronger. And if you ask head coach Cody Hilburn, it just may have been the difference maker, because the season's obstacles carried over to today. Seneca fumbled twice at the goal line, killing 2 potential touchdown drives. But each time, the Indians responded with a resilient rushing attack, posting over 400 total yards. And the result, Seneca's first championship in 30 years.
We're talking a group of seniors that just won their 50th football game, have won 4 district championships, 4 conference championships, but we've lost 2 state championships. And they got one more shot at it and found a way to get it done today. It's been the year of adversity. This stuff's happened all year long, and we've just had to overcome it. And we had a motto about halfway through the season: don't flinch. And bad stuff's going to happen. We can't flinch. And they didn't. It's not like we never held our head today when bad things happen.
Meanwhile, right behind me, the Carthage Tigers prepare for a title game of their own, taking on the undefeated Platte County Pirates. Carthage offense has been dominant all season on both sides of the ball, cruising to a 12-1 record and its first state championship appearance since 2019. But tonight will be their biggest test of the year, facing 13-0 Platte County. This one kicks off in less than an hour. And looking ahead, the Kansas City Chiefs may not play in a title game this weekend, but it's an important one. Voice of the team, Mitch Holtis, previews Kansas City's matchup with the Texans.
The Chiefs start their final 5-game march of the regular season this Sunday night against the Houston Texans. One area that deserves attention, the Chiefs' special teams units. Now, Kansas City's normally at the top of the NFL special teams stat sheet, but this year there have been some bumps in the road. The Chiefs have had penalties, but they've also lacked the explosive special teams plays that can decide games in December and beyond. Last year, Leo Chanel blocked a field goal in the divisional win over Houston, and Nico Remigio had long returns in the playoffs on 2 different occasions. In fact, the last time the Chiefs returned a kick or punt for a touchdown was in the COVID year of 2020. I could use a 106-yard kickoff return like Niall Davis had in the 2015 playoffs against Houston on this Minute with Mitch. The Minute with Mitch is brought to you by Como Jewelry in Joplin and Pittsburgh.
The Chiefs kick off Sunday Night Football against the Texans at 7:20. Live from Spratt Stadium in St. Joseph, Missouri, I'm Ben McLeish. We're back with more news after this.
Well, we got more news, weather, and sports headed your way this evening on our family of channels. The Seneca Tigers come off their first state title in years. We'll have highlights from the big game. Plus, Austin has a complete look at your cool and dry weekend forecast. In the city of Miami gets into the holiday spirit with a tree lighting. Those stories and a lot more on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14 and after the game, and then KOAM News at 10 and Press Box. Well, most kids start their school day with crayons and storybooks, but at Mark Twain Elementary, these miniature baristas are clocking in every Friday to run their own coffee shop. This year, they're raising funds to go towards the Mark Twain Scholarship for seniors who attended Mark Twain Elementary. The students are learning about working as a team, counting money, and time management as they complete this cute and unconventional learning experience.
When you see that spark in their eyes, when they take, counting how many supplies we had left, to making Christmas cards for our staff and our community, it's real life learning, and it will hopefully stay with them forever.
All right. The coffee shop runs every Friday from 7:20 in the morning to 7:50 at night until December 19th. That's making me want a cup of coffee, man. Like that's probably going to be the best cup of coffee you've ever had. Guarantee it.
Believe it.
You're going to need it. We're just going to need it. We need coffee for our job.
Warm coffee, especially on Sunday.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Sunday we're going to be looking at 38 degrees. It's going to be a little chilly out there, but beyond that, we're looking good. Between Tuesday and Thursday, we're going to be creeping our way near 60 degrees there, and then we got another cold front that could bring a few showers, bringing us back down into the 40s. But it's that time of year, though, right?
Sure.
I mean, we got to expect some cooler weather sometime,
Yeah.
but I'm going to soak up every bit of those 50s as I can.
Absolutely. I think all of us will, for sure. That's been our time for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. We're right back here at 10. Have a great night.